This is Professor Joan and I teach the English 135 Writing Research class at DeVry. This is my self-reflection assignment for the CBC201, and the question is, what are some of the things I learned from the class that will make the greatest impact on my teaching for English 135? Well, first of all, making videos. I haven't made many videos in the past. I used one cultural welcome video the last time I taught the class, but really I haven't made many videos at all. This particular class, the CBC class, taught me that I need to make a lot more videos in the class, for probably little tiny videos about 3 minutes, and I learned that there were a couple different ways I could do this. The ways that I like to do it actually is on a little video camera that I have called the Flip, and I upload it onto my YouTube account and then embed it and download it on my DeVry course. The other way that I like to do it is through Kaltura. However, I don't have the latest version yet, so until I do that, I prefer to do the program on the Flip. I like to have different alternatives for the technology, and I've learned also from teaching the class on site and online that some of the tech can go down, so I do have some backups for my students, and I always have backup assignments and handouts. The one thing that I really liked from this class was the other faculty members, students, discussions, and their sharing so candidly with their questions, and many times they had questions about the assignments that I had. And the faculty leaders and trainers were very encouraging, and they were able to show us right on the class itself, on the shell, how we needed to go about doing an assignment. And I learned that a lot of people were having trouble with the embedded videos. The one thing I really liked was the active learning assignments, and I did 2 different versions, one for the on-site and one for the online, which only took slight modifications about engaging the students in different groups on-site and also engaging them in different groups online, and then they could post their results in their discussion for points. In this way, they're engaged, but they also earn points, and they tend to take the assignments very seriously. They like to share discussions with one another, and the threaded discussions are great because even for students who don't like to talk, they like to do the threaded discussions. One of the faculty members' videos that did a sample video for the course matrix really stood out to me, and that was Dr. Sharif. That was very helpful. The first sample was so extensive that it was a little hard to follow, but Dr. Sharif's sample followed the matrix through 1 week, and it was very clear. She had a good agenda. It was well grounded to the classwork. And it included such things as a review from the previous class, and it included a wonderful assessment besides the, but before they did the assessment, she was sure to give a little preview and little pre-assessment so that the class could get ready and do as well as they could on their test. And that reminded me to do the same thing. Finally, she concluded with a recap of what the class learned that day. And I would ask my class at the end of class, well, is there anything that you would like to add? Is there anything in particular that you would like to point out in the class? And I found that this is very helpful. And then the following class, I tried to do a little short recap at the very beginning. So Dr. Sharif's matrix really reminded me a lot of those techniques. I want to, again, thank the trainers and the leaders of this class. And finally, I loved the video galleries where my fellow faculty students also shared what they did for their assignments. And even though they taught many different types of courses, I learned a lot from them, and I could use some of their techniques. One technique that stood out for me was from one of the math professors. When he was doing the active learning assignment, he would use a pie and different sections of the pie to teach fractions and a section of the math. And this reminded me how concrete some of the samples need to be for the students, but it was also kind of fun. And I think the students learn a lot more when they see they can have fun as well as to learn. And the video gallery was definitely a big insight to me. I want to thank the leaders once again, and I want to thank my fellow faculty, students, members. Okay, well, thanks a lot, and signing off.